I am also joined by Mr. Chakma. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Naba Kishore Singha ji is also there. कैसे हैं आप? A very warm welcome on To the Point, and Suhas Chakma ji, Director Rights and Risk Analysis Group. A very warm welcome to you. First to you, Naba Kishore ji. Was it right for Kokomi to write to European Union Parliament? I mean to say, internationalize an issue?
Internalization this issue, if you look into this, it is basically, I don't want to blame this Kokomi. It is rather, it is the Kuki leaders who have been internalizing this issue. They have been coloring this as a religion. They have been coloring this as a persecution. But as I said earlier also, the whole issue, why people are only referring since 3rd of May. These issues are, there are already well established facts are there. From the August 2022, almost 11 months back, the Chief Minister of Biren, he from his government side, he gave eviction notices to the people who are occupying the hills, and these people after that they started, doing this agitation and protest. It's fine. If they think that these are their legitimate lands, then why they don't go to the court? Now, and that has been fueled by the militant groups who are under sue. And after all this assessment, Chief Minister Biren, he met Union Home Minister Amit Shah ji on 10th of March. And that 10th of March, he already placed that there are 3 militants group who are under sue, who are helping the illegal migrants coming from the Myanmar. They are helping, supporting the poppy cultivation, and also they are instigating the people to go against the government on the eviction drive. So then the Union Home Minister, he did not taken this seriously. After that, what happened? March 27, there was a court verdict, High Court verdict from Manipur, the Chief Justice, that the Meitei, whatever the 2 reports should be sent to the authority for on this related to the ST demand, that should be sent within 4 weeks. And there was a mention that the Meitei government should recommend to include the Meitei in the scheduled tribe list. So they made a right platform. The cookies thought that that is the, the issue can be fueled up, saying that the Chief Minister is Meitei. Now they are going to give the ST status to Meitei, and we have been asked to leave from our place. Okay, then what they started on 3rd of May, they took the AK-47, and that was the so-called the peace rally. And afternoon, what they had there? They have burned Meitei houses. Okay, now they claim that internationally Meiteis are doing persecution, Meiteis are doing ethnic cleansing. Then let me ask this question: that when Naga Kuki violence happened in 92-93, there was in Churachandpur, there were good numbers of Naga houses were there. Okay, is there any single Naga house in Churachandpur after the 1993? No. Then who has done this kind of ethnic cleansing? So all these are flame, and all of a sudden now you see on just before the parliament session to start, there was a very unfortunate video has popped up. Okay, I as a belong to as a World Meitei Council organization, we strongly condemn in the various TV medias also that even Kuki might have raped hundreds of Meitei women, but it is not right to take a revenge doing in such manner to any human woman, no matter of what caste, what religion she belongs. It is not a matter about religion. We should not do in such kind of inhuman. We had this. Now coming to this point of Kokomi, see, they Kuki leaders, they are doing all kind of things just to safeguard what they want. Now you see the foreigners, so-called the scholars, the academicians, okay, through this RTA, what we receive, they are not even origin of India. Okay, they don't have the voter ID of their fathers. Okay, so you see, what do we want, that these foreigners from Myanmar to rule Manipur? Do we want that Manipur should have this full of this drug of the poppy cultivation in the hills, and the drug should be produced there, and the militants should empowered and rule it? As a citizen, as a common person, what I want is Manipur is a peaceful state. It had been for the 9-10 years after the BJP government came. We forgot almost the blockade. We almost forgot the protest in the streets. Okay, the lives were quite started normal, and then all of a sudden, you see that on 3rd of May, it has started with the proper agenda of what? Of They thought that now the government of Manipur is going very strict, and it will not be allowed anymore whatever they have been doing. Okay, the only problem was, why 10th of March, when Chief Minister Biren met Amit Shah ji, why Amit Shah ji did not take the matter seriously? That's that all this violence has fueled up, and today it is now uncontrolled. This is what I want to say at this moment.
How do you respond to it?
You asking me?
Yes.
See, I think if any person blames a particular community for certain offenses or certain activities done by any individual, that's extremely unfortunate. And I think whatever we have been hearing in the entire debate or conflicts in Manipur, that all this have started because of the poppy cultivation, because of the drug war, etc. I mean, it's to blame one particular community. It's really, really uncalled for. And when an issue goes out to the European Union or anybody in the world, or people like us who are not part of the either communities, I don't think you can convince an impartial person saying that there was or there is poppy cultivation on which actions have not been taken by the Home Minister of India, and therefore you start the violence. That's not an argument which anybody is going to buy. At the end of the day, if there is, what to say, involvement of any particular individuals in poppy cultivation or whatever, you take action against those individuals. And at the end of the day, if this is part of Manipur, it was the government of Manipur which had the responsibility to take action against those individuals who are involved. And when an issue like drug trafficking, production, etc. comes up, it's not only one particular individual who operates. There is an entire, gang which is operating, and in many cases, not only in Manipur, all over the world, you see the involvement of the powerful political leaders, administration, not necessarily as part of the sanction of the state administration, but involvement of powerful people. So it's easy to say that a particular community people are involved in production of poppies. Are they the only one who are involved? Obviously, they are not the only one. If it has to come out from Manipur or Kuki inhabited areas, it has to come to the Imphal Valley. And can it come out through the Imphal Valley without the involvement of the security forces who are tracking all the time, involvement of some political leaders and etc.? It cannot. So I do not think the riots started on the basis of poppy cultivation. There have been contentions. There have been eviction notices which have to be settled in the court, etc. So that's one issue. The second issue is, if there was no judgment from the Imphal High Court on 19 April with respect to the grant of scheduled tribe status, I don't think even the protest on 3rd May would have started. And if the protest on 3rd May was not or did not turn violent, I don't think the riots would have started at all. So the riots in Manipur did not start because of poppy cultivations, did not start because of the judgment of the Imphal High Court. It basically started simply because the law enforcement was not done properly. If on the day of the protest on 3rd May, adequate security enforcement was given the fact that Chief Minister Biren Singh had a problem in terms of organizing a program at Churachandpur prior to that, if they had deployed adequate security forces so that it doesn't turn violent, I don't think it would have gone this far. Then once, of course, the violence starts, when the mob takes over, then you have the entire mob mentality. So at that point of time, I don't think you can blame any particular community. What has happened is extremely unfortunate. But if we are going to stick on the narrative that this particular community is responsible for this, or this particular community is responsible for this, I don't think you can find a solution. And these are not things which help at the end of the day to build peace, whether it's European Union, whether the UN or the people in the country. I mean, we are watching the situation. The riots have taken place. It's started because certain incidents had turned violent. And of course, once the mob took over, then, there was no looking back. I still believe on the 3rd of May, if there was adequate security arrangements, I don't think we would have reached this far. We will not have reached this far. I think let's recognize that. So there's no point saying that, I mean, because of illegal immigration, etc. Illegal immigration, if it is there, it's for the state to identify the people, to facilitate the system where, I mean, they could identify who is a foreigner and who is not a foreigner. You just can't blame a particular community, because on the other side of the border, of Manipur, I mean, it's not only the Kukis who are leaving, and it's not only the Kukis who are fleeing from Myanmar. And if they are fleeing, why are they fleeing? They are fleeing because of the repression of the Myanmarese junta. And who is arming the Myanmarese junta? There are only 5 countries which are named. And one of the countries which is arming the Myanmarese junta is the government of India. And that's what I said earlier. The government of India is arming the Myanmarese junta, which is repressing its own citizens. And those people flee into Manipur, they flee into Mizoram. So what is the government of India doing? You are arming Myanmar so that you can import its own problem in India, and you have the entire destabilization of the region. So today you see the people, Meitei being forced to, leave Mizoram. It's an unfortunate situation. So if you look at it, the whole issue is the lack of action from the state government, the lack of action from the central government, and I would say that they just love to create the problems. If the Manipur government had a specific issue with Home Minister Amit Shah, Home Minister Amit Shah should have acted upon that. Okay. He didn't act. There should have been action by the Biren Singh government on 3rd May so that it doesn't spiral out given the sensitivities or conflict. At the end of the day, what do you have? You have 4,000 cookies, official figures, not counted, but you have 40,000 or plus, more than 40,000 in Mizoram. The government is documenting that. So where is the problem? The problem is you do not act promptly so that the situation doesn't go out of hand. And when it goes out of hand, then you don't want to discuss about the issue.
Okay. Brijesh has a question.
Nabakishore ji, do you see this entire conflict spilling out to other northeastern state? We saw what what happened in Mizoram. Because it is easier for all of us to sitting outside Mizoram and Manipur to pontificate whether X should have done or behaved in a particular way. But the fear there is real. Do you see this spilling out to other northeastern states as well?
Kartikeji, see, the Mizoram, particularly in the northeastern state, they have been unnecessary interfering in the matter of in the Manipur. There is no other state involved in this matter of any issues related to Manipur. And Mizoram, because if you see the Kuki, they're in their family. I mean, as a Kuki community, they have Chin, Kuki, Chau, and Mizo. These are the 4 big families part of it. So I think they are actually have a sympathy over there, like they feel that it's their brothers, it has been affected. But I do not agree with my respected co-panel that the blaming of the entire community. It is when the leaders are the bad leaders, when they are instigating the people, when they are not telling the people that what is right or what is not wrong, they're misguiding, then the entire community will suffer. And that is the picture now. And you whatever the point you told, I'm also telling the same thing. The central government should have taken this on the right time. Okay, now I am not. I don't want to blame to the government of Manipur, because the government of Manipur, under the leadership of CM Biren, there was a clear mandate in their BJP's second term in their election manifesto. If the BJP comes back to power, what they will do? They will check on these illegal migrants. They will check on this war on drugs. Okay, so all these things have been there, and part of it probably they are fulfilling. Part of it probably their manifesto, they got this mandate from the people. Now, when the Biren started, so probably Biren did not assess the things, because this group of this whoever now today failing of leading the militant groups, the drug cartels, so all these things must be much powerful than what probably Biren assumed. Okay, so what I feel is that the Manipur CM, he should have taken the proper assessment. Now, if you see the entire thing, there are many cookie community in part of this the bureaucrat. Okay, then DGP himself was a cookie community. I'm not going to biasing this, but if you see the whole thing, if they want to bias, they can bias easily. The additional DGP, he himself also belongs to cookie community. Then why they have not taken seriously when this peace rally was happening? Okay, so what I want to see is that this problem, it is not just I'm also agreeing that the problem is not just because of the High Court judgment, but this problem is because they have their political dream to realize, the cookie land. Okay, they have been working together. Okay, there is an international agenda behind it. There is a big motivation behind it. Okay, so now putting all these things, they thought it is the right time. Okay, now what we want is that which government is not taking action, disarm all these militants to stop the peace, still which they have not done. Okay, they disarm the militants with their, the shoe has to be scrapped. Okay, once you're done, in 24 to 48 hours, normalcy will be there in Manipur. And why the government is not doing? The Manipur government, they have already given this report on 10th of March. But why there is any, serious action on that? And the all political party meet which was happened in Manipur, along with, with the Amit Shah ji, okay, what happened? No one took seriously. And all of a sudden, when this, this issue started, then in the parliament, there's a big hue and cry. Okay, so my point is, immediately the central government to take action to these two militant groups, that it has to be scrapped and they have to be, put into the whatever the action from the government side, it has to be done, and then only normalcy will come. It is too much. It has gone beyond out of control. I am not blaming any community, but when the leader is bad, then all these things happen. This is what I want to say.